Welcome to another exciting episode of Storyloom English. I'm absolutely delighted to have you here with me today. We're going to embark on a heartwarming journey with a story designed specifically for A1 beginner-level learners. Today's tale is called Emma's First Day, and it's perfect for those who are just starting their English learning adventure. This story will help you practice the present simple tense, basic vocabulary about daily routines, family members, and school activities, along with simple past tense forms that are essential for beginners. Our story follows Emma, a 7-year-old girl who is starting at a new school in a different city. Like many of us, when we face new situations, Emma feels nervous and excited at the same time. Through her experience, we'll learn about courage, friendship, and how small acts of kindness can make a big difference in someone's day. This story uses simple sentence structures and repeats key vocabulary words to help you remember them easily. As you listen, pay attention to how we use words like was, were, went, and made. These are some of the most important past tense verbs for beginners to master. We'll also practice common phrases that you can use when meeting new people or talking about your daily activities. The vocabulary in this story includes basic words about school subjects, family relationships, feelings, and everyday activities that every English learner should know. After our story, I'll explain some important words and phrases that appeared in Emma's adventure, and I'll show you how to use them in your own conversations. So find a comfortable place to sit, take a deep breath, and let's join Emma on her very first day at Riverside Elementary School. I promise this will be both educational and enjoyable. Emma woke up early on Monday morning. She looked at her alarm clock and saw that it was 7 o'clock. Today was her first day at a new school, and she felt very nervous. Emma and her family moved to Riverside City last week because her father got a new job at the hospital. Everything was different now. Their new house, the new neighborhood, and especially the new school. Emma's mother came into her bedroom with a big smile. "Good morning, sweetheart. Are you ready for your first day at Riverside Elementary?" she asked. Emma sat up in bed and rubbed her eyes. "I'm a little scared, Mom," she said quietly. "What if the other children don't like me? What if I can't find my classroom? What if I don't make any friends?" Emma's mother sat on the bed next to her daughter and gave her a warm hug. "Don't worry, Emma. You are a wonderful, kind girl. I'm sure you will make lots of friends. And remember, all the teachers at your new school are there to help you." Emma felt a little better after talking to her mother. She got out of bed and went to the bathroom to brush her teeth and wash her face. Then she went back to her room to get dressed. Emma chose her favorite dress. It was blue with small white flowers. She thought it would bring her good luck on her first day. Downstairs in the kitchen, Emma's father was making breakfast. He was a doctor, and he always woke up early, even on his days off. "Good morning, my beautiful daughter," he said when he saw Emma. "I made your favorite breakfast. Pancakes with strawberries and honey." Emma smiled for the first time that morning. Her father always knew how to make her feel better. While they ate breakfast together, Emma's parents told her about her new school. "Riverside Elementary is a very good school," her mother explained. "Your teacher's name is Mrs. Johnson, and she has been teaching for 15 years. She is very patient and kind with all her students," Emma's father added. "And guess what? The school has a big playground with swings, slides, and even a soccer field. You can play with your new friends during lunchtime." After breakfast, Emma packed her new school bag. She put in her notebooks, pencils, erasers, and a small lunchbox that her grandmother had given her before they moved. The lunchbox had pictures of butterflies on it, and it always reminded Emma of her grandmother's beautiful garden. At 8:30, Emma's parents walked with her to school. Riverside Elementary was only 3 blocks away from their new house, so they could walk there every day. Emma held her mother's hand tightly as they approached the school building. It was much bigger than her old school, with red brick walls and many windows. There were children everywhere. Some were playing in the playground, others were walking into the building with their parents. When they reached Emma's classroom, Mrs. Johnson was standing at the door, greeting all the students. She was a woman with gray hair and kind eyes behind small glasses. When she saw Emma, she smiled warmly and said, "You must be Emma. Welcome to our class. I'm Mrs. Johnson, and I'm so happy to meet you." Emma felt shy, but she remembered her mother's words about being polite. "Nice to meet you, Mrs. Johnson. she said in a small voice. Mrs. Johnson showed Emma where to put her school bag and introduced her to some of the other children. There was Jake, who loved to draw pictures of dinosaurs. There was Sophia, who had long black hair and wore a pink dress. There was David, who was very tall for his age and always smiled. And there was Lily, who had freckles and carried a book about horses. Emma's parents said goodbye and told her they would pick her up at 3 o'clock. Emma felt scared again when she saw them leave, but Mrs. Johnson asked her to sit next to Lily. Lily loves to read, just like you do, Mrs. Johnson said. I think you two will become good friends. During the first lesson, which was math, Emma discovered that the work was not too difficult. They were learning about adding and subtracting numbers, and Emma was good at math. She raised her hand to answer a question, and Mrs. Johnson said, "Excellent work, Emma. You're very smart." Emma felt proud and happy. At recess time, Emma didn't know what to do. All the other children ran outside to play, but Emma stayed in the classroom. She felt lonely and missed her old friends from her previous school. Lily noticed that Emma was sitting alone and came back inside. "Why aren't you playing outside?" Lily asked. "I don't know anyone here," Emma replied sadly. "I miss my old school and my old friends." Lily sat down next to Emma and said, "I understand how you feel. I was new here last year, and I felt scared too. But everyone here is very nice. Do you want to come outside with me? I can show you the playground and introduce you to more friends." Emma nodded and followed Lily outside. The playground was indeed very big and beautiful. There were tall trees that gave shade, colorful flowers in the garden. Lily introduced Emma to a group of girls who were playing on the swings. "This is Emma," Lily said. "She's new in our class." The girls welcomed Emma with smiles. "Do you want to play with us?" asked Sophia. "We're pretending that we're princesses in a castle, and the swings are our horses." Emma loved to play pretend games, so she joined them immediately. They played together until it was time to go back to class. During lunchtime, Emma sat with Lily, Sophia, and 2 other girls named Grace and Maya. They shared their food with each other and talked about their favorite things. Emma learned that Lily loved horses and wanted to be a veterinarian when she grew up. Sophia liked to dance and took ballet lessons every Saturday. Grace enjoyed painting and drawing, and Maya loved to sing and play the piano. Emma told them about her hobbies too. "I like to read books about adventures," she said, and I love to help my mother in the garden. We grow tomatoes, carrots, and beautiful flowers." The other girls thought Emma's hobbies were very interesting. In the afternoon, they had art class, which was Emma's favorite subject. Mrs. Johnson asked all the students to draw a picture of their family. Emma drew her mother, father, and herself standing in front of their new house. She also drew their cat, Whiskers, who was black and white. When she finished her drawing, Lily looked at it and said, "Your drawing is beautiful, Emma. You're a very good artist." Emma felt happy and proud. She was starting to think that maybe her new school wasn't so scary after all. At the end of the school day, Mrs. Johnson asked Emma how she felt about her first day. "I was very nervous this morning," Emma said honestly. "But everyone here is so kind and friendly. I think I'm going to like this school very much." Mrs. Johnson smiled and said, "I'm so glad to hear that, Emma. You were very brave today, and you made some wonderful new friends. I'm sure you're going to have many happy days here at Riverside Elementary." When Emma's parents came to pick her up, she ran to them with a big smile on her face. "How was your first day, sweetheart?" her mother asked. "It was wonderful," Emma said excitedly. "I made lots of new friends, and my teacher is very nice. Lily showed me the playground, and we played princesses together. And look!" Emma showed her parents the drawing she had made in art class. Emma's father looked at the drawing and said, "This is beautiful, Emma. I can see that you're already feeling at home here." On the way home, Emma told her parents about everything that happened during the day. She talked about her new friends, her classes, and how Mrs. Johnson made her feel welcome. "You know what, Mom and Dad?" Emma said as they reached their house. "I was so worried about starting at a new school. But today I learned that sometimes the things we're afraid of turn out to be wonderful. I can't wait to go back to school tomorrow." That evening, Emma called her grandmother on the phone to tell her about her first day. Her grandmother was very proud of her granddaughter's courage and kindness. "You see, my dear Emma," her grandmother said, When we are kind to others and open our hearts to new experiences, beautiful things happen. I'm so happy that you made new friends and had a good day. Before going to bed, Emma wrote in her diary about her first day at Riverside Elementary. She wrote about feeling scared in the morning, meeting Mrs. Johnson and her new classmates, playing with Lily and the other girls, and discovering that her new school was actually a wonderful place. Emma fell asleep that night feeling grateful for her new friends and excited about all the adventures that awaited her at Riverside Elementary School. Now let's explore some essential vocabulary words from Emma's story that will help you in your daily English conversations. The word nervous describes the feeling you have when you're worried or scared about something that's going to happen. Emma felt nervous about her first day at a new school. You can say, "I'm nervous about my job interview tomorrow." Or, "She was nervous before her piano recital." Neighborhood refers to the area around your house where you live, including the nearby streets and houses. Emma moved to a new neighborhood with her family. You might say, "I love my neighborhood because it's very quiet." Or, "There's a nice park in our neighborhood." The word recess is the time during the school day when children can play and rest. In many schools, recess happens in the morning and afternoon. You can say, "The children play soccer during recess." Or, "It's raining, so we'll have indoor recess today." Veterinarian is a doctor who takes care of animals. It's often shortened to vet. Lily wanted to become a veterinarian because she loved horses. You might hear, "We took our dog to the veterinarian for a checkup." Or, "My sister is studying to be a vet." Hobbies are activities you do in your free time because you enjoy them. Emma's hobbies included reading and gardening. Common hobbies include painting, cooking, playing sports, and collecting things. You can ask someone, "What are your hobbies?" Or say, "My hobby is playing guitar." Brave means having courage and not being afraid to do something difficult or scary. Mrs. Johnson told Emma she was brave on her first day. You can say, "The firefighter was very brave." Or, "It was brave of you to speak in front of the class." Finally, grateful means feeling thankful and appreciative for something good that happened to you. Emma felt grateful for her new friends. You can express this by saying, "I'm grateful for your help," or, "We should be grateful for what we have." What a beautiful and inspiring story we've shared today. Emma's first day at Riverside Elementary teaches us so many important lessons about facing our fears, being open to new experiences, and the power of kindness. At the beginning of the story, Emma was very scared about starting at a new school. She worried that she wouldn't make friends or that she wouldn't fit in. But by the end of the day, she discovered that her fears were much bigger than the actual situation. This happens to all of us sometimes. We imagine that something will be terrible, but when we actually experience it, we find out it's not so bad after all. Emma's story also shows us how important it is to be kind to others, especially when they're new or feeling scared. Lily remembered how she felt when she was new to the school, and she used that memory to help Emma feel welcome. When we help others, we not only make them feel better, but we also feel good about ourselves. This is one of the most beautiful things about human nature. We have the ability to make each other's lives better through simple acts of kindness. Another important lesson from Emma's story is that parents and teachers play a crucial role in helping children feel confident and secure. Emma's parents supported her with encouragement and love, while Mrs. Johnson created a welcoming classroom environment where Emma could succeed. As you continue your English learning journey, remember that you might sometimes feel like Emma did on her first day, nervous, uncertain, and worried about making mistakes. But just like Emma discovered new friends and had wonderful experiences, you will also discover that learning English opens doors to new friendships, opportunities, and adventures. Every day you practice English, you become more confident and capable. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are a natural part of learning. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and remember that every expert was once a beginner. Thank you for joining me today at Storyloom English. I hope Emma's story has inspired you to be brave, kind, and open to new experiences. Remember to subscribe for more heartwarming stories that will help you learn English while enjoying tales of friendship, courage, and personal growth. See you next time for another wonderful adventure.